Today, we're walking through the exceptional food game at Secrets Moxché.
In our last video, we gave a full review of Secrets Moxché, talking about what we liked and what we didn't like about the resort. But in case you're new here, we're Andy and Jenna, better known as a couple travelers.
We've spent the last 5 years exploring the world, covering everything across theme parks, cruises, and resorts.
We've been to 11 all-inclusive resorts, and out of these resorts, we've really seen a variety when it comes to the food, from decent to great. And after visiting Secrets Moxché, we have to say, I think we have a new top contender for what great resort food actually means.
But food can be very subjective, so if you're interested in going to Secrets Moxché, we think this video will be really helpful in deciding if this resort is right for you.
So in this video, we'll specifically be going through which restaurants require reservations, the different dress codes for the restaurants, each restaurant and when it's open. We'll also be talking about some additional dining offerings available at the resort, and we'll also be mentioning a few dining tips you'll want to know before your trip. So let's get into it.
So let's talk reservations. One of the great things about Secrets resorts in general is that pretty much across the board, dining reservations are not required or even an option for your stay. So you're gonna be able to just walk up any night that a restaurant is open and dine there that night. There are 2 exceptions to the reservation rules. At Suki, which is the Japanese restaurant, you can simply walk up and eat off their a la carte menu. There are 2 experiences there that do require reservations. One is Hibachi, and that is still included in your stay, in your vacation package, to eat at the hibachi tables. We will recommend that you make those dining reservations because it was actually an excellent meal.
It was awesome.
One of the better hibachi experiences that we've had at a resort for sure. And those do book up fast. So when you get to the resort, if you have time on day 1, if not the very next morning, go and make your reservations for the teppanyaki tables. The other thing that requires reservations there is for Tenoshi, which is a paid omakase experience. They have either a 7-course or a 12-course tasting menu that you can purchase. It ranges, depending on which one you pick, between $100 and $150 per person. So that is a reservation that is required, and that is an additional charge if you were interested in that experience. Now that was all in regards to the dining at Secrets Moxché. There is also additional offerings at Impression Moxché by Secrets next door. If you want to know more about the dining options available for guests staying on the Impression side, you can go check out our full Impression overview video. We will link it in the video description below.
Now let's talk about the dress codes at Secrets Moxché. Depending on when and where you're eating, there will be a dress code to go along with it. The first dress code is casual, and that is just as it sounds. It is the most laid back dress code at the resort. So if you're a guy, you could be wearing a bathing suit as long as it's dry. You could wear a t-shirt, flip-flops, sneakers. The only kind of note here is no sleeveless shirts are allowed. And for the ladies, just making sure you have some sort of bathing suit cover up on.
The next dress code is casual elegance, which is pretty much what's needed at all of the restaurants for dinner. And so the difference here is guys need to wear long pants. That can be jeans, khakis, anything along those lines. You're supposed to wear a collared shirt of some sort, so like a short sleeve polo is fine, a short sleeve or long sleeve button down. Sneakers are fine. It's basically closed-toed shoes. So like sneakers, hey dudes, dress shoes, anything along those lines. Ladies have it a little bit easier. I tend to just wear some sort of casual dress and a nice pair of sandals. So there aren't really many strict rules about women and what we can wear, but for gentlemen, you're gonna need the long pants and you can't be in like flip-flops or anything. The one thing to note here is if you were eating outside, a lot of the restaurants have an indoor and an outdoor section. If you were eating outside, you can wear shorts.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind being outside, sometimes it was a little humid at night, you don't want to wear pants, that's kind of your workaround, is to go and eat at these restaurants, but just ask to be seated outside.
And then there's also a formal dress code, which we really haven't seen in a lot of other Secrets properties, but this resort, which we'll talk about in a little bit, has Bisou, the French restaurant. It's very fancy, it's AAA 4 diamond, and so they do have a formal dress code for that restaurant in particular, which basically means that you need to wear dress shoes both for the men and the women. Now, one thing to note about the dress code at Secrets Moxché is that we didn't really find it to be that enforced. There was one night where we were at Allora for dinner and we saw somebody walking in with shorts, which is against the casual elegance dress code technically. A lot of people at Bisou weren't really following the formal dress code guidelines. So I think at Moxché, at least based on our experience, it was much more lax when it came to the dress code as opposed to Acamar and Playa Blanca, where they were pretty strict.
Yes, Playa Blanca was the most strict with the dress code by far. But I did ask one of the hosts at the restaurant on like the last night when I was like, can you confirm what the dress code is? Because like we knew we were gonna do a video like this. And they basically said they were told to like not ask people to go change anymore, that they were getting a lot of complaints. So interesting, and I'm glad that they listened to the feedback.
Now, before we get into the full restaurant lineup, please consider liking and subscribing this video. We have a number of Secrets Moxché videos already out in the channel now, including a full walkthrough tour, a room tour, an overview of impression that Jenna mentioned, as well as a full review. And we also have full series from Secrets Acamar and Secrets Playa Blanca. So check those out after this video.
And if you're interested in going to Secrets Moxché or any of the other Secrets properties for that matter, I did want to mention that I am a travel agent. I specialize in all-inclusive resorts, and it's completely free to work with a travel agent. So if you're interested in a no obligation quote or simply just more information to figure out if this is the right resort or right brand for you, then send me an email. I'll put it in the video description below, or you can scan the QR code here.
Now let's get into the restaurants. The first restaurant is Allora. This is the Italian restaurant open for dinner, and it has a casual elegance dress code. The first thing we have to mention about Allora, the pizza. I'm a born and raised New Yorker. I feel like I say this on every dining video, but it has to be said, so I have a very high standard when it comes to pizza and bagels. And the pizza here, best resort pizza I have ever had. They were making it fresh. They had the oven where you could see the chef putting them in, taking them out. They were piping hot. It was just really, really good margarita pizza, and then a ton of variety on top of that too.
Because we even went back a second time just to go get pizza.
Just for pizza.
Just for pizza. But this was like, I've been to 7 different cities in Italy, and this was like Italy level pizza quality, which is insane to have found that at an all-inclusive resort in Mexico. But it was really, really good.
And we had some other dishes in addition to the pizza. That was all really good as well. So overall, Allora is a really solid Italian restaurant.
Next up is Bamboo, which is a Southeast Asian restaurant. It is open for lunch and has a casual dress code. I loved the cuisine here. First of all, the view from this restaurant is beautiful. You overlook the lagoon pool, so it is really stunning. And this was very unique cuisine in general, especially for a lunch offering. This is technically a vegan restaurant, but they also have other non-vegan options on the menu. So I first of all had amazing coconut mushroom soup. I would go back here just for that soup. It was delicious, but we had like fresh spring rolls. We did like chicken pad thai, some other like rice dish, really good quality food here. And they had funky cocktails, which all of the restaurants have a signature cocktail and a signature mocktail, which since we were on our baby moon was really fun and helpful for me to have something kind of unique to order. But this restaurant in particular had a lot of like fun tropical drinks that were great. So this was very, very standout, especially for lunch.
Next is Barefoot Grill, which is your light lunch specialties, Secrets Moxché calls it. So it's basically like your pool beachside restaurant for lunch during the day, and it has a casual dress code. This is where, if you're ordering from your pool or beach chair, your servers will get the food from. Nachos, pizza, salads, chicken wings, French fries, you know, just your staple resort lunch food. Barefoot Grill has it, and this is one of the more common restaurants we've seen across the 3 Secrets resorts. One of the things we really liked about Moxché was that a lot of the restaurants, especially the ones for dinner, were new dining concepts as compared to some of the other Secrets. So we'll talk a little bit more about that through the other restaurants.
Up next, we have Bisou, which is the French restaurant, and it's definitely by far one of the most popular restaurants on property because it is a AAA 4-diamond restaurant, which is pretty crazy to have at and all-inclusive in general, and I think that really speaks to why this is such like a foodie resort. Now, this is open dinner only and is the one restaurant that has a quote-unquote formal dress code. So looking a little bit nicer, having those, you know, more dress shoes on, especially for the guys, is what they expect for this restaurant. I will say, you will most likely wait for this restaurant. So obviously there are no reservations. So put your name in early and expect to wait a bit. We waited 45 minutes, which I didn't think was bad at all, but we put our name in like pretty much right when the restaurant opened. So it's just one thing to keep in mind, but there's lots to do. Go have a taco at the taco truck, go sit at, you know, Bamboo or Allora and have a drink and to just enjoy the atmosphere. But it is a very small restaurant, I think, because they kind of really want you to have a very good experience.
Yeah.
The food was excellent.
Next is Coco Cafe, which is your coffee shop. This restaurant is open 24 hours and it has a casual dress code. So this is your go-to for any sort of coffee, light snack, open 24 hours, like I said, so really accessible for any guest to go and get a quick bite to eat. And this was our morning stop every morning for a nice latte and a nice coffee. Just a nice way to start the day.
Next up, we have Dos Almas, which is the Mexican restaurant. It's open for dinner and has the casual elegance dress code. Excellent Mexican food. I feel like, what else can you really say? Everything was very flavorful, which when you go to an all-inclusive in Mexico, like you expect good Mexican, but I think it was one of the better Mexican restaurants of the three secrets that we've been to so far.
It was just noticeably like a step up. And
I think it's also just a great idea in general to talk to your servers too, because I tend to kind of order similar things all the time, and it's good to ask, especially like for like almost like a signature restaurant, to ask what are some of the more popular dishes and give those a try. But I think the thing I remember most from this meal was one of the desserts. Like we obviously got like a churro dessert, but then they had like a corn cake.
Yeah, it's not on the menu now. When we went, it stood out and was delicious.
Yeah, I think it had like popcorn ice cream, and it was like
caramel,
and like it was like some sort of cake with actual like pieces of corn in it. But it was like so unique, so delicious. Definitely a solid restaurant.
The next restaurant at Secrets Moxché is Ember. This is the steakhouse, open for dinner, and has a casual elegance dress code. We did have a little bit of a longer wait here. We actually waited 90 minutes, so a little bit of an outlier there in terms of restaurant wait times, but from what we've seen and heard, that tends to be kind of a thing at Secrets Moxché. Restaurant wait times can be a little longer, but the wait was worth it. It was a really solid steakhouse, good cuts of meat, good sides, and I think the standout thing here was the desserts, right?
Yeah, why did we keep?
I don't know.
I wanted all the desserts in my pregnancy, but yeah, it was like a baked apple one and something else.
Oh, it was a bananas Foster,
and
right?
a bananas Foster, because everything is like open flame wood grilled, like even the desserts, which I think added a little uniqueness to it.
Yeah, and if you're a foodie, this is an open kitchen, so you could see them, you know, and you smelled the smoke from the smoker and the grill, and it really drove home the point of like, oh, this is a steakhouse. It was a full sensory experience. So a really unique restaurant for Moxché.
Next up, we have Market Cafe, which is the buffet at the resort. So this is open for breakfast and lunch and just has a casual dress code. This is an awesome buffet.
Yeah.
We only went for breakfast. We never had lunch there because we just had, there were so many options for lunch. We did probably 3 or 4 breakfasts here. Such a variety. They obviously have your traditional offerings like at any buffet, like an omelet station, breads and cereals and scrambled eggs and bacon and sausage and all that jazz. But they also had a crepe station, which is always a hit. They had an avocado toast section, which was really good, where you could add like hummus and different sauces and you know, choose your eggs, and that was unique. Fresh juices, fresh smoothies.
And they had somebody making fresh quesadillas.
Yes.
In the morning. So
like homemade tortillas.
Actually taking the dough or the cornmeal, or the material for the tortilla, pressing it, throwing it on the grill, putting the meat and cheese on.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
Yep. So plenty of options there. Tons of fruit and yogurts and all that good stuff as well. So you will not go hungry at this buffet, and it's a good quality buffet.
Next is the Observatory Preferred Club restaurant. This is open for breakfast and lunch, and it has a casual dress code. This restaurant is only open for Preferred Club guests. It is at the top of the main building where they have a rooftop infinity pool as well. But this restaurant was our go-to for breakfast. It was delicious. We actually ate lunch here as well. I think the both times we went for breakfast, or the 3 times we went for breakfast, however much it was, I got the chilaquiles each time. It was just that good. You had a really good egg dish there that was a recommendation from our server.
Yes, it had like ham and peas in it and plantains. I never would have ordered it for myself, but it was really delicious. They had good pancakes.
Yeah.
I also loved the acai bowls here. I got one every morning to start off, and it was just so delicious.
And you can't beat the views from
Yeah,
this resort.
It's beautiful.
I mean, we went up our first full day there for like a sunrise breakfast. And then this is also, it serves as the pool bar for guests hanging out in the infinity pool during the day. And then the restaurant also will serve lunch, and then also like light snacks that the servers can bring to your pool chairs as well. So it's a really, really nice perk for staying Preferred Club.
Next up, we have Seasoul, which is the seafood restaurant. And this is actually like an open air restaurant right on the beach, which is really beautiful. It's open for lunch and has a casual dress code, but depending on the time of year, it may be open for dinner as well. We did have lunch here one time, can't beat the views from there, and I loved the fish tacos. They had a good kick to them too. I love when they have like a spicy sauce on them. So that was really good. And they had good desserts here as well. So I don't know why all of the desserts are like such a hit at this resort.
And the last restaurant at Secrets Moxché is Suki. This is the Asian restaurant. We talked about this a little with the reservation section. So you can eat a la carte here. And they also have the teppanyaki tables, which require advanced reservations. And then inside Suki, you also have Tenoshi, which is the extra charge omakase restaurant that also requires reservation. So we did get a hibachi reservation for Suki and had a awesome meal there. Really great chef with all of the, the theatrics and everything, and the really good quality food. So overall, a solid meal.
So besides all of those great restaurants, you also have 24/7 room service, no matter what room you are staying in. So that is a great perk. No matter what time it is, if you're hungry, you can get something to eat and delivered right to your room.
And then we also have to shout out the taco stand. So this was pretty much a nightly thing. There might have been 1 or 2 nights where they didn't have it, but this was just a good late night snack, between first and second dinner, before dinner drinks, like make it whatever you want it to be, but really good fresh tacos right outside of Dos Almas. And then they also have this pop-up event weekly called Roads Through Mexico, where they put up these different facades. And basically the idea is you're traveling to the different states and regions of Mexico to try the variations of the cuisine that are specific to that region. So we really, really love that event. And then Secrets Moxché also has weekly, I believe it's on Friday nights, it's asado. This is a beachside barbecue where they roll out all the stands and set up a nice barbecue on the beach. So we can't say enough good things about all the pop-up Secrets food things that they do at Moxché.
Now, in addition, there are also several upcharges you can do related to dining at the resort. At Allora, for example, which is the Italian restaurant, they have a pizza masterclass, which looks like a lot of fun. At Dos Almas, the Mexican restaurant, I know they have a taco experience, which looks great, in addition to just doing like tequila and mezcal tastings. The Observatory also does a weekly like dinner under the stars experience. We saw that happening one night. There was like a bunch of tables and it looked really pretty. So that's just kind of a taste, if you will, of some of the unique offerings that you can pay an upcharge for when you're at the resort. It's another great reason to work with a travel agent, because I'll make sure you have all of these offerings presented to you in case you're interested in adding it on for your trip.
And then 2 quick dining tips for Secrets Moxché. The first of which is to check the daily restaurant schedule on the Hyatt Inclusive app for which restaurants are open when. Depending on the capacity and the time of year, it can change when the restaurants are open, especially for dinner, but that also could apply to restaurants like Bamboo for lunch as well, that might not be open 7 days a week for lunch, for example. The other tip that we have, and I think Jenna mentioned it a little bit earlier, is to book your teppanyaki reservations as soon as you arrive. If you are really looking forward to having a hibachi meal, certainly do this at the lobby, at the dining reservations desk, and you could get it locked in for your trip. So overall, can't say enough good things about the food at Secrets Moxché. It was just another great part of our baby moon at this resort. And again, if you were interested in seeing Secrets Moxché in more detail, we have the full series already out here on YouTube, so go check it out.